I'm Mrs. Smith, and I'm going to be your math teacher this year. You guys will have me either for algebra or pre-algebra. I'm going to give you a lot of lessons via video, obviously, because for those people who are online, we're not going to be together. I want to put out a disclaimer right away that I am not an expert in this whole videotaping. If I was, I'd be an actress in Hollywood making lots of money. But I'm not, so here I am, actually doing what I love. I've been teaching for 27 years. This is the start of my 28th school year. All of those years have been in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. Middle school age kids are my favorite. So here I am bringing it to you every day. I graduated from U of M Flint. Go Blue. Big Michigan fan. And I also have my master's from Marygrove College. I majored in elementary education with a major in math. Yes, I love math. And a minor in science, and I really enjoy science too. I am married. My husband, Trevor, teaches at the high school. He teaches government and history. Not my favorite subjects, but he loves it. And we have 2 children. We have 2 boys. We have Logan, who is 22, and he is currently a student at Mott. And our other son, Camden, is 18, and he's a senior here at Davison High School. All right, so you have me for algebra. As any class, obviously, we're preparing you for what is in the future, and that's exactly what I'm doing, is I'm preparing you for the classes that you will take from here on out. Algebra is a really important subject in the mathematics world. Almost any math you take from here on out is going to be based on algebra. So you really need to have a great foundation to build your mathematical knowledge on. So that's what I'm going to do. If you noticed, it doesn't say honors algebra. It just says algebra 1. And this class is kind of like an honors class, but it is just considered algebra 1. But I will do some honors type stuff in it. Most of you are headed to the high school after you leave me, or you're headed to geometry. And when you get to the high school, you will have the choice between honors geometry and geometry. And so I want to make sure that if you're one of those candidates, where a lot of you will be, to take honors geometry, that you kind of have some coursework in the honors type problem solving and type of curriculum to help you succeed in future years. I use several different resources, and obviously this year's going to look a lot different. I use a couple of books, and one's a little bit harder than the other. I tend to use that one at the end of the year, but you won't have a book in this course. We don't have books to pass out to everyone. I have a class set, but obviously that won't help those online kids. So, but we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. The routine will be much the same. After the first week of school, first week is get to know you and get things set up and those kinds of things, get class websites all squared away. But after that, we'll do the same basic routine, and you'll have a lesson during the day. And during that lesson, I will probably present it to you in a video, so you'll get used to hearing this voice and maybe seeing this face. Sometimes I don't show my face on the videos, just depending. A lot of times I just show you the math that we're going to be doing. And then there usually will be some kind of practice. Sometimes the practice will be things that you turn into me, that I look, and some of them will be just for, like I said, practice. You will need to make sure you have something to take notes on, and I suggest getting a spiral notebook. And as you watch the video, you need to write some of the problems down, or if I give you a problem, I might say, okay, try it out, and work on those kinds of things so that you can work through the math as well. Because if you don't know already, doing the math is a lot different than just watching somebody do some math. Secondly, I said that you'll probably have some practice questions to do. The way to get better at math is to practice it. I always compare math to like a sport, an extracurricular activity that you might be involved in. Maybe you're a basketball player. Maybe you play hockey. Maybe you play a musical instrument. Or maybe you take dance lessons. Whatever the case may be, All of those different types of sports or extracurricular activities require you to practice to get better. It's not like you're going to, take that basketball and shoot a basket and make it 100% of the time. What do those people do to get better at basketball? Well, they go to the gym and they shoot hoops and they practice and they move around the court and they dribble and then they shoot some more. And that's how you get better. Math is essentially the very same thing. The only way to get better at math is to practice problems. So there will be a lot of daily practice that you will be doing. Does it count for a lot? No, and it shouldn't. Does your coach or maybe your band teacher grade you all those different times that you're just practicing? No, and you wouldn't want them to. So the same thing is happening here. I won't grade you on everything that you're going to be doing for me. I will guide you. I will help you. I will give you feedback, but not everything's going to go in like a grade. It will be, something that you practice, and then eventually we'll get to a quiz or a test, and obviously that's when it counts. Just like as if you were playing basketball, when you finally get to a scrimmage, which is kind of like a quiz in my class, or a game, which is kind of like a test, that's when it counts. That's when you take that grade. A couple of other things I need to let you know about. We will probably, like I said, assign things, and I expect you to get those things done that same day. We're going to, continue on the next day, and so it's very important that you stay on top of your work, whether you're online or you're in class face to face. We're going to make sure that you stay on top of stuff. It's not like it'll be due, 5 days down the road. I want you to get it done that day, get that practice done that day, and so that you're ready to go on either something new or continue on in that subject that very next day. There are several websites that we will frequent here in math class. Definitely we're going to use Google Classroom. So you need to set up your Google Classroom, and I'll show you how to do all of that, or give you a handout on how to do all of that. And then you also, of course, need to see your email and know your email address and how to get in your emails and read your emails, because that's going to be probably one of the ways that you can communicate with me if you have questions. Type me a little email. We will use Khan Academy. Great resource for math, and so we will use Khan Academy. And then the other one that we'll use quite often is Flipgrid. And Flipgrid might be new to some of you, but it really is just a site that you make videos. Yeah, just like this, you make videos. And I know some of you were thinking, oh my goodness, I can't be in front of the camera. And like I said earlier, not all the time will you see my face either. Sometimes it's just walking me or talking me, and I say me because I'll be looking at those Flipgrid videos, telling me what you know about your math and how I can help you get better, or I can say, hey, you've got it, nice job. So don't be shy. You're going to have to probably do some videotaping. And even if we are face-to-face, if we were face-to-face and this was a normal school year, we would be doing Flipgrid too. I think it's a great tool to use in the classroom to help us communicate with one another and help each other out with the math and help me see what you know. A couple of other things. It is definitely going to be a different year, for sure. We got to be flexible. So I think that's probably the word we're going to hear a lot. And I have to remind myself of that too. I've got to be flexible. Things are going to be different. So make sure that you are just as flexible. You know what? There might be some times where I posted an assignment and I forgot to link it. I'm so sorry ahead of time. I'm just telling you, we got to be flexible. We got to work through it. That's when you would communicate with me. Zip me a little email and say, Mrs. Smith, I can't open the link. And we'll problem solve. Okay. Secondly, obviously, we're probably going to fail a little bit on some of this stuff. Maybe you fail on knowing some of the math. Maybe you fail on being able to get your Google Classroom set up. Maybe you fail at, running a Flipgrid video. Whatever the case may be, we're probably going to experience some failure. And you know what? Failure is okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I fail. I will make mistakes. But it's what I do after I fail or make that mistake that makes all the difference in the world. If I just give up and say, oh my God, I can't do this, and I'm done, that's probably not the best way to do it. I'm probably going to have to pick myself up, dust myself off, and keep moving. It might not be perfect the first time, and I'm going to guarantee this year is not going to be perfect the first time through. It's a learning experience for all of us, you and me and everybody else involved. So keep that in mind. I'm okay with failure. It happens. It's a part of life, and there's nothing wrong with it. Let's just keep in mind that we have to be flexible, and we have to keep moving no matter what. So if it happens, darn, it happened. You know what? We can fix it and do better next time. All right? And last but not least, keep those lines of communication open. If you need to email me, that's probably the best way to do it. I don't know what you're thinking, and I'm not going to see everybody online all the time like I would be with the face-to-face classes. I anticipate we'll probably do some Zoom or Google Meets so that I can see your face and start attaching work and a name with a face and that kind of stuff. So I imagine that we will be doing some of that. But I don't know at this point what it's going to look like because it's all new. So again, be flexible and let me know through email, or I have a school phone number. I guess you could call me and leave me a voice message there too, that you're having some issues. So feel free to do that anytime. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. We're in it for the long haul. We've got a great year ahead of us planned, and I can't wait to get started. So let's get this party rolling. Can't wait.